My straight best friend became my F-buddy. My straight best friend, when I confessed to him that I liked him, asked if we could be F-buddies. He told me that he didn't want to have an accidental pregnancy scare when hooking up with women, so he asked me instead, since he knew that I had a previous crush on him, and said that he would be fine on doing things with me except for taking it in the rear. I said yes, but we both agreed that whatever happens, it's just for pleasure. Our friendship still remained the same, except for the times that he'll ask me to help him out. Things started taking a weird turn when he suddenly treats me as if we were in a relationship. He was always taking care of me, being all sweet, making sure that I know that he loves me. I asked him what he meant when he does those things, and he replied by saying that he meant all of those as a friend and that I shouldn't read into it that deeply. I said okay, but there were times that it was really hard to disregard some of the things that he says and does. He keeps telling me that he loves me and would always want to make me happy. He tells me that I mean so much to him and that I make his day feel complete. I just keep reminding myself that he's straight and just needs help with his intimate needs. But honestly, all this thinking is tiring me out. I want out, but I'm scared that our friendship will change and I'll lose him. Update: when I met up with him again, he greeted me with a hug and a kiss on the cheek, saying how much he missed me and all that. I didn't let those sweet things hold me back and I told him that I just wanted to talk and not do anything. He was a little confused and sad for a bit, but said he was fine with just talking. I brought up and asked if he was starting to get feelings for me because some of the things he said and were doing felt that way. He was confused and asked for some examples and I immediately pointed out the things he did and said as soon as I entered his room. I also brought up and asked if he was sure that he was straight and clarified to him that straight people don't get turned on and ask other men to do things with them. I told him that it felt like he was leading me onto something and I wanted to make sure what he really meant with those. He responded that he really just meant everything as a friend. He did try and imagine us dating, but he was sure that it wasn't the future that he wanted for us and for himself. He said that he only did those things to me because he wanted to reciprocate the way that I was making him feel. He said he felt special when I confessed to him, and found it admirable that I was willing to risk our friendship just so that he knew how special he was to me, which he is. So he thought that it was the right thing to do to make me feel special the same way I made him feel special. Of course, all with platonic intentions. He said he didn't know how to show his gratitude for me accepting to be his F-buddy, since he sees those things as me doing him a favor and nothing more. He said that he enjoyed the things that we did, found pleasure in it, and that he wouldn't ask any other guy to do it with. He did admit that he had the courage to ask me this since he knew about how I felt for him, and apologized for abusing my feelings. He admitted that he did question his sexuality, that maybe he was bi or something, but when he got soft when we wanted to try and do it, that was the moment that he realized that he really was straight. He said he felt bad that we weren't able to do it and tried redeeming himself by acting extra sweet towards me, but didn't realize that it was leading me on. I told him I understood that I wanted to stop the intimate aspect of our friendship because it wasn't really bringing us any good. Sure, it was pleasurable, and I did enjoy myself doing stuff with him, but it just ended up being exhausting. He said it was fine and apologized again for anything that he did that made me feel the way I felt. He also thanked me for bringing this up to him, because he never really intended to make me feel uncomfortable. He said that I was special to him, of course, as a friend, and he would have never wanted to put me in a situation where I didn't want me to be in and hoped that we could still be friends. I laughed and told him that he'd always be my friend. Just minimize the sweet stuff and save it for his future partner. He agreed, laughed, and asked for permission if he could get a hug. I said sure, and he hugged me tight before I left. Overall, I guess I'm happy with how things ended. He really is a dear friend to me, but I have moved on from him and have let go of those old feelings. I really hope that we could go back to our old friendship after all this. Admittedly, I did make the huge mistake of falling for him and agreeing with the whole thing. Yeah, not denying that it's my fault that this whole thing even began. Thank you all so much for the support and the courage you gave in confronting him. I didn't really want to push him in questioning his sexuality since it's his own journey of realization. I'll update if anything else might happen, but yeah, I think this will be the last for now.